In a knife attack, it's very easy to be hyper-focused on the knife and forget about their other arm. Quite often, the attacker will use their offhand to post against you and prevent you from dealing with the knife. In this video, we're going to show you how dangerous that posting hand can be and how to deal with it. The problem with the posting hand is that the attacker's using it to restrict your movement and access to their knife. In some cases, you can ignore the posting hand. Just use the original plan of getting two hands on the weapon, getting behind the elbow, and gaining control. We go into more details on this in our knife defense skills and drills video. Make sure you check it out. The main thing to keep in mind is that it's going to be difficult to move straight forward. However, it's harder for the posting hand to limit your sideways movement. The tendency is to move away from the danger, but circling the wrong way only moves you further from the knife, making it harder to catch. By moving in the direction the attack is coming from, it moves you away from the danger zone and makes it easier to intercept the knife. If the posting arm is proving to be too much of an obstacle, we're going to have to deal with it. You can break their grip by using your shoulder as leverage. This puts you in a position where you can choose to get away or go back in. In order to break a firm grip, you're going to have to fully commit and use explosive movement. Besides the shoulder, you can also use your palm or your elbow to generate more force. If you're wearing a jacket that opens, the technique could work the same. However, if they're grabbing the lapel on the same side, there's the tendency for the jacket to slip off the shoulder. So if you can't get away, you might need to go back in after the knife. Another option is to make them want to let go by using your forearm to smash their radial nerve. Instead of using a chopping motion, you'll want to use a rotating motion to generate more force. One problem with trying to break away and run is that you expose your back to your opponent. If they're already attacking, that's a good way to get stabbed. This technique is most effective if you're taking the first action. Also, be prepared to use a framing arm to intercept the attack. If they grab lower, or if they grab and pull you in, their arm might block the path to the knife. Remember, you can reach over the top instead. Pulling the elbow back and squeezing it to the side while you turn can naturally break their grip. You'll notice that if they try to hold onto the jacket, their wrist will bend. By bending the wrist, it relaxes the tendons responsible for the grip, making it easier to release what's in their hand. For this technique to be effective, you'll need to combine these movements with explosive power. Another way to reach the knife is to change the geometry by stepping back and creating space between yourself and their elbow. Here you'll see how the elbow blocks the hand from getting through to the knife. By stepping back, you create the space to be able to reach across. This can be a good option if you try to pull away and can't break their grip. Another way of using the posting arm is a collar tie. A collar tie is used in grappling to control the opponent, so if your attacker is using this technique, you know they're experienced. The collar tie restricts your movement by controlling your neck and shoulder. This also creates an obstacle, making it more difficult to get to the knife. Since our plan is to use lateral movement to move in on the knife, the collar tie may not even affect your technique. If it is giving you difficulty, you just might be able to clear it by ducking under their arm and pushing the elbow. Where the real problem comes in is if they get a hold of your collar. This gives them a better grip and makes it more difficult to clear. However, if they're holding on tight, it gives you a nice leverage point for a key lock. The upper key lock is created by bending the arm into an L shape and then pushing the wrist back while pulling the elbow forward. Using explosive movement can help increase your chance of dislocating their shoulder or breaking their grip. When practicing this technique, keep the thumb outside the collar to avoid getting caught. It's important to practice the drill and incorporate variations that you might run into in real life. Remember to start slow and be cooperative. Let your opponent grab a hold of you, and then take a second to think about how you're going to deal with it. When you're ready, give your go signal. In our case, the signal is bringing the hands to the chest or taking action against the knife or posting arm. As you get more comfortable with the movements, pick up the pace and the intensity. Eventually, evolve the exercise further into a less cooperative sparring drill. Remember, we do want to protect our partner, but now we should know, are they cutting, are they stabbing, are they grabbing? You need to train so that you can learn to react in the moment. At this point, you should be incorporating all 5 Ds. Control the distance, distract possibly through striking, dominate the weapon arm, disable the attacker, and finally disarm them. If your sparring gets really intense, you might want to incorporate safety gear like eye protection, a mouthpiece, and even sparring gear. You'll even notice that we chose to wear Hapkido jackets, which are specifically designed not to stretch or tear. One thing we noticed is how often the attacker would drop the knife when being taken down towards their face. This is an instinctive action to break their fall. As we mentioned before, there's only so much you can learn by watching a video on YouTube. In order to gain the skills, you actually have to put the time in on the mat. During your knife defense practice, if you run into any scenarios that you're not sure how to handle, feel free to leave a comment down below and we'll put a video together for that. As with any skill, it takes practice and proper training to get good at it. So make sure you look for a good school in your area. If you're in Southern Oregon, contact us for our locations and times. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed it, like it and make sure to share that with a friend. Click the subscribe button and then hit that notification bell so you can catch our next exciting video.